This cowl actually started as a live stream autumn special and was never intended to become a video as well. But when I had to unravel my rib knit anyway, I was just having way too much fun with it to not also share this adventure with everyone. I almost wanted to drop this whole project midway for reasons that will become apparent, but then I thought perhaps it would be a good reminder that mistakes are normal and perhaps I should show a little more of the trial and error phase of the projects. So you don't think I magically arrive at the right stitch count or pattern on the first try when you do not, because I assure you, neither do I. The pattern I ended up going with for this cowl is written in repeats of 19 stitches, so I will cast on 152. Conveniently divisible by both 2 and 4. Which, in an attempt to spruce up the rib knit I usually go for, I tried to do for the first time in brioche knit. She is a time-consuming technique, to be sure, but I have no trouble understanding why there are so many lovely brioche patterns for shawls and hats and many other things. This opens up so many possibilities, especially the reversibility of it all. The yarn I'm using is some gorgeous hand-dyed yarn that a friend gifted me after I null-bound their partner some socks. It has been gathering dust at the bottom of my stash for years now because I just didn't know what to use such an amazing gift for. But we are doing the thing where we are using the pretty materials in our stash. So if you ever watch this, Agnes, I'm sorry it took me so long, but I am using them now. This happened off screen, but Emla was crying, so we had a moment. The pattern I found for this are these glorious continuous oak leaves that I thought would make a most autumnal cowl. Also, all the stitch markers, because color work is not my usual comfort zone. But then we briefly have a small panic attack because this is so much brighter and happier than what I usually go for. I don't know how better to explain it, but this lovely, warm, fiery combination that I thought up is not quite doing it for me at this point, and I am arguing with myself whether to continue or not. But you know what? Fight it, frog it, own it. I didn't think I would finish this video when I made this call to finally frog it, which is why I did it off camera, but isn't this a good moment to show that it is normal and even encouraged to make mistakes? I honestly wish we celebrated mistakes, because that means we are trying things and doing things and moving forward towards something that will work. Tell your brain I gave you permission to. Anyway, I am back to my native darks and less saturated colors. I found a mottled dark brown in my stash that I think will work really well to bring out all the lovely plant-dyed yellows and reds that my amazingly skilled friend created. I did also change up my rib knit to knit and purl stripes, but I kind of wish I hadn't. It got a little loose around the edges, but it works. And then off we go through our pattern repeats. It has been so long since I did anything remotely color work for knitting. I do love the extra warmth of multiple threads stacked on top of each other and the vibrant patterns one can achieve in any design by just using grid paper. But I do admit that lace knit has my heart. The lightness, the stretchiness, the simplicity, the, dare I point out, lack of needing to weave in multiple threads. I do love it so. But once in a while it is fun to change things up. Surprise yourself. And I was ever so generously visited throughout this project by the snuggliest of snugglebugs, which is always worth it.
These are my stitch markers.
As far as I am concerned, there is no rule for how long or short such simple cowls can be, but I do like to make them quite a bit longer than the neck. Both for bunching it up for extra warmth, but also so one can pull it up around the head and ears should the need arise. But once our friend is as long as we would like, I repeat the stripes of the beginning and cast off loosely. Last on our list is blocking in this, our most photogenic and well-lit bathroom, which is just letting her rest in warm, wool-friendly, soapy water for the wool fibers to get a chance to relax and the stitches to even out. I do get some questions as to what wool-friendly soap actually means, and a lot of yarn shops will carry soap specifically for blocking wool, some with added lanolin for conditioning the wool, and some that do not need to be rinsed out after. Here I am using a homemade unscented cold process bar because chemistry is my jam, but no matter what you find close to you, the most important thing is to not use enzymatic laundry detergent made for plant fibers like linen and cotton, as these enzymes are designed to eat away protein-based stains and will slowly eat away at protein-based fibers like wool and silk as well. Do not recommend. But once she has soaked and rinsed and dried, we are ready to head out into the increasingly autumnal weather in this part of the world. As it turns out, just in time. Although we did have one very expensive rogue gust of wind